Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna take you through a quick recipe. It's literally so quick that I'm not taking you through the beginning process, but I'll walk you through it because it smells so good that I had to come on and record it and share it with you guys. So it's a very simple recipe as far as ingredients go, but it is really, really delicious. So this is a traditional Persian dish called Adasi. It's basically a thick lentil stew. The only thing that I added that is not traditional, I guess, is the carrots, and quite frankly, it's because I had carrots. I had 2 carrots left in the fridge and I wanted to use it up, so I've definitely made it with carrots before. You can leave the carrots out, it's up to you. So this is 1 medium onion chopped finely, added to a little bit of oil or water if you don't use oil, and then you saute that for 10 to 12 minutes. Once that time passes, you add 2 cloves of minced garlic. You add, the seasonings for this are very basic. It's salt, black pepper, turmeric, and a little bit of cinnamon. Yes, trust me, the cinnamon is what takes it over the edge. It's so good. Once you add those ingredients, you just let them get to know each other, heat up, and bloom those spices. And then once those spices get to know each other, you can then add, I added the carrots, the 2 chopped carrots to that, peeled chopped, to the bottom of the pot. And then once that was all mixed in and incorporated, it's 1 cup of lentils. I chose these lentils, but if you want to choose any lentils, I think traditionally these are the lentils that are used in this recipe. And then it calls for either 3 cups of vegetable stock or chicken stock. I didn't have either one, so I used 3 cups of water with 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's because that has all the ingredients of a vegetable stock anyway. And then you bring it up to a boil. Once it comes up to a boil, you lower the heat, which is really where this is now. You lower the heat, cover it with a lid, and let it simmer until it's a very thick, hearty stew. If you like it more watery, you can add more water, but it's meant to be served with a thick, as a thick stew. Now, how you serve this, you can serve this on its own, just in a bowl, like a nice comforting bowl of soup. You could serve it over brown rice if you want. You can serve it with different garnishes on top, like cilantro, serve it with onions. Persians eat a lot of onions and fresh herbs with their food, so you can do that. It is really, really good. Highly recommend. I'll put the recipe in the description box so that you can follow along because I didn't show you a step-by-step. And then here, double feature, is a recipe that is so freaking good. I don't even know what to tell you, but I'm gonna share it with you. And I made this recipe up based on another traditional, sorry for the camera, stop. Based on another traditional Persian recipe called Estamboli polo, except this is going to be Estamboli quinoa. I'm not gonna use white rice, and I don't have, well, I have white rice, but I'm not going to use that. And I don't have brown rice at the moment, so I'm going to actually do it with quinoa, which is totally fine. You can do it with quinoa, farro, a number of whole grains, and of course you could do it with basmati rice, basmati brown rice, whatever your heart desires. So this recipe, what am I doing? This recipe is, it starts with 1 medium onion with a little bit of oil or water at the bottom to saute. As you're sauteing the onions, I added some sea salt, turmeric, a dash of saffron. What else did I add? Black pepper, because black pepper, when added to turmeric in any dish, it increases the absorption rate and the effectiveness into your system. And I don't know if you know this, but turmeric is very, very beneficial. It has a lot of anti-cancer properties, and it's just really good for you. So add that little bit of black pepper to get it really going. So what else did I add? So salt, black pepper, turmeric, I added a little bit of the 21 seasoning salute. Like, these are my twists on it. You can follow the traditional recipe, but this is my twist on it. Oh, and to let you know, the traditional recipe, or one variation of the traditional recipe, calls for potatoes, but I am not using potatoes. I'm just using exactly what I tell you. So it is a really good dish, just so you know. It's worth making. So especially when you have fresh summer tomatoes, like garden tomatoes that you grew yourself, which I have right here, there's literally no comparison to a homegrown tomato, and it just has the most insane flavor. So that's why I highly recommend you make this dish when you have so many tomatoes you don't know what to do with. And yes, I've given them away to my friends and neighbors, and I still have more. So let's see, salt, pepper, turmeric. I added some 21 seasoning salute, and I added a dash of smoked paprika because sometimes in traditional Persian recipes, you can use this smoked rice, which is so good. So in order to mimic that smoky flavor, I added smoked paprika. And once I added all those seasonings, I gave them a stir to get it all mixed up. I personally added a little bit of red pepper flakes just for a little bit of spice. Then I chopped up a lot of tomatoes, I think at least 6 or 7 tomatoes, and I added it here. And of course, they release their own liquids and they start cooking down. Once this is cooked down and the flavors all got to know each other, I'm going to, the next step here, if you're adding potatoes, you would have added your potatoes by now and let all of that cook together. Then you would add the rice and enough water for it to cook. Now I am going to add the quinoa, as I told you. Oh my gosh, ignore the mess in my kitchen. Let me go get the quinoa here. Okay, so we're gonna add, this is 1 cup of quinoa that I rinsed. And with quinoa, this is just white quinoa, organic white quinoa. With quinoa, you wanna just give it a quick rinse, even if it says it's already rinsed on the package, because from my experience, I found that sometimes you could get a bitter taste. Quinoa looks like that, and when it's cooked, it has like a little tail pop out of it. It's plant-based, people, but it has a tail. Anyway, so I'm gonna add this just like this. That's already rinsed. Tap, 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 tap. I know, I'm so annoying. Oh, but I love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna incorporate this in here, all this beautiful quinoa. And I'm actually not going to add any liquid to this because it looks like the tomato released a lot of liquid. What you can do is just stir that in. Maybe I'll add I don't think it needs any liquid, to be honest. If you feel that it's too dry and it needs liquid, then add a little bit more, because usually it's 1 cup of quinoa to 2 cups of water. It's very quick to cook too. It's you boil it, and then once it boils, you lower it down and you simmer it with the lid covered for about 15 minutes, and it's ready to be eaten. So right now it's already boiling, so I'm gonna grab my lid. You're coming with me. Let me just give the lid a little rinse. If this isn't the most impromptu video, I don't know what is. I just felt it wasn't fair if I didn't share this recipe. Okay, so now that is bubbling away, I'm going to cover it. And I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit and let that simmer for 15 to 20 minutes. Once it's done, fluff it with a fork. Serve it with anything you want. This could be a main dish. This could be a side dish next to any of your proteins. Traditionally, Persians have it with fresh herbs, onions, as usual, sometimes yogurt. It's all your preference and how you choose to serve your food, but it is so good. Make it. You'll thank me later. I'll also post this recipe in the description of the video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Let's take a look at that. Yes. Protein. Oh, by the way, both of these are complete meals because quinoa is a whole grain that has all the amino acids and protein, and lentils, of course, have protein, and so you're pretty much good to go on both of these. Serve it with a salad and you're good. All right, I hope you enjoyed these recipes. I'll see you next time. Bye.